Hello, and welcome to Wyverns and Weirdos, a D&D podcast set in the world of Fierlor. Do we have any plugs quickly before we jump into the episode proper?
As always, you can support us by sharing the podcast with your friends, family, and significant others, or anyone else. This person that you just met on the bus, tell them about our podcast. It's good exposure for us. They'll probably be a little bit weirded out and maybe social distance while you're doing that. But,
Yeah, take a megaphone so that you can tell them from a safe distance.
Our podcast to everyone on the bus. They'll love it, I'm sure. But obviously, if you don't feel comfortable airdropping everyone on the public bus that you're on, you can always head over to our Patreon and support us there, where you'll get lots of little goodies like a whole bunch of Darby's extensive work that he puts into this podcast with the homebrews and with the different character stats and everything. You'll also receive our love and support for a very long time. And if you don't feel like going onto our Patreon, or if you do and you also want to rep a little bit of fancy merch of us, go to our Redbubble store. All of this can be linked in the description, or wherever you're listening, it'll be somewhere. Or just head to our Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, social media.
Yeah. So
do we have anything else?
I don't think so. I think that about covers it. This month's homebrew is another run of, well, the first proper run of subclasses. So Newman's is obviously already up there. I have a feeling someone else's. Both of Newman's are up there. This month I have also put up the Planar Sorcerer and 2 Warlock patrons, the Ancestors and the Severed Pact. All new subclasses that have been used by characters in the show. I don't know what I ended up doing last month because my projections haven't worked that out yet. But there's a whole bunch of things like stat blocks, magic items, all kinds of goodies. So, without further ado, let's jump into another episode of Wyverns and Weirdos. And we're back. So, where we last left off, the Wizards of the Ruins enacted their plan and caused everyone to at the ball to collapse, sending everyone into panic stations. Although earlier in the evening, Bertie confessed his love to Caius, and Caius didn't panic, which, knowing him, is maybe the best we can hope for at this stage, especially when he floated the idea of actually going out for dinner in the scope of a date at some point. And yeah, so there were 3 people who did not succumb to the poison, which were other than members of the party, which were Cigar, Tashon, and one of the lords of the 7, the dwarvish lord of the West Mountains, who proceeded to flee and was immediately killed by a barrage of magic missiles. So, we pick back up at the top of the initiative round as Rook had wiped out Uzo, one of the Dread Magisters, a vampire woman, and Bias and Bertie had fled inside to go to the rest of the party after being chased down by a more armored Dread Magister, who I don't recall if you got his name or not, but we ended on the image of him getting into the doorway and calling all of the other Wizards of the Ruins nearby cowards. And also Sam's here, so that's a thing. So we pick up at the top of the initiative round with Caius.
Oh god. Okay. So just remembering, we teleported into the group where everyone was, I believe.
Yes.
Okay. And it looks like the tide appears to be turning in some way or another.
Yeah, so Ross was able to put up a mass suggestion to a significant enough number of the wizards to get them to stop in their tracks, basically, and put down their weapons, and that intimidated the rest of them, other than this big nasty Dread Magister.
Other than one particular individual.
Yes.
Okay. Damn it. Kaius will walk to the front of the group, and assume the dodge action.
Front from which perspective?
Between the Dread Magister and the rest of the group.
Okay. All right.
To be sorted out.
All right. So you, I guess, brace your sword in a kind of pre-parry maneuver, and ready for a strike. Rook.
Okay, so recall, I guess, definitely see this figure emerge into the doorway, and is obviously the next big threat. So she's going to use her bonus action to go into a rage, and these flaming blue figures will emerge around her ancestors. And she is going to charge towards this figure and say, all right, you got 3 seconds to tell me what you're doing here, and then attack.
All right. Okay. Roll to hit.
Does he manage to respond?
He will respond on his turn. He will respond on his turn.
I got a 36 to hit.
That certainly hits.
So that is 19 slashing damage and 29 fire damage.
Alright. So 19 slashing, 29 fire.
Slashing, actually? Yes, slashing.
Yes.
All right, and then she's going to do a second hit. Ooh,
Yeah.
I rolled a nat 1, so that's an 18 to hit.
Well, nat 1 is an auto miss, but an 18 would not hit anyway.
Good to know, good to know. Okay. She just kind of like, I'm guessing he like dodges that, it glances off his armor or something.
Like it hits on his shield and...
Which is the way.
Yeah.
Okay, and then finally, with Newman's haste, I get a third action, and that's 21 to hit.
21 just misses.
Oh, wow. Gosh, okay, good AC. Yeah, that's all I can do, I guess.
All right. Next is... you've used everything. Next is Ross.
Hi, friends. So she's just done that big mass suggestion, and then she turns around and she sees Rook going for this guy, and because he called all the mooks cowards, right?
Yeah.
So she's gonna be like, the only coward I see is the person here who won't even tell us who he is before killing us. And then she's going to cast a heat metal at him at a what level will I use? What have I got? I'll do a 4th level heat metal.
Okay, he is going to try to counterspell that.
Can I counterspell him?
You can counterspell his counterspell if you want.
Yes, please. I would
What
like
level?
to hit him.
What level?
Okay, hold on. I guess I'll just also do that at a 4th level.
Okay. Yeah, that's high enough to not need a roll.
Yay!
Which is good because I did roll for whether his counterspell would have succeeded, and it would have. So yeah, no, he is. So you're heating up his armor then?
I want to heat up everything metal he has, including his sword.
Can you?
You can do it on anything metal he's... I don't have to pick a specific thing.
Okay, nice. Or
choose a manufactured metal object.
manufactured metal object. So you have to choose the
so
object, not the armor.
Well, well, then I'm going to choose his armor because then he can't roll to get rid of it.
Yeah, fair.
So he has to just sit there and take 48 damage, which is 18 points of damage.
All right.
Which also means that because he cannot drop the thing, he now has disadvantage on every attack roll and ability check until the beginning of my next turn. And for reference for next round, if I use heat metal again as a bonus action, because it is only a bonus action if I maintain a concentration on it, can I still cast a leveled spell if I'm using it as a bonus action?
Yeah,
cool.
Because you're not casting a spell. Now, one thing. No, my suggestion is not concentration.
Nope.
Okay. Wow. Nice. Okay. Okay.
Bards.
Yeah. Okay. So then it is Cigar's turn. He is going to. He's going to attempt to cast Blight on Morden. So that is a con save. And he does have advantage on that. So 21.
Oh, not saving throws. Oops.
Yeah, he has advantage on saving throws. All right. So he beats it. So I believe that is half damage, which gets halved again because he is resistant to necrotic damage. So rolling 8d8. 31 down to 15 down to 7 points of damage that Cigar did. Not great, but it's something. Bertie, your go.
Excellent. So, point of order before I do something,
Yes.
I did get attacked in the last, when we were jumping in, so I've got concentration on hypnotic patterns, so I should probably roll for that.
Yes.
So, Okay, I'll take a picture of it. It's a nat 20.
Okay. Yeah,
okay.
that's enough.
Cool.
So the hypnotic pattern is still going on outside.
I'll send that through. All right. Excellent. Cool. So on Betty's turn. Yes. So present time. So it's kind of been a few seconds now because it's 6 seconds kind of bullet time.
Yeah.
And after angrily punching the nearest mook and breaking his nose, Betty kind of starts to move forward, and he will move forward closer towards where Kais has gone. But he kind of seems to like judder and crumple a little bit to the side, to his right. He kind of like presses his hand to his side, which comes off very bloody because he was majorly stabbed by Mr. Tin Man Bad Guy when he thunder stepped into the room. So like this momentary flash of horror kind of goes across his face, and he gets even paler than he already is. And then he just sort of tries to set himself and grit his teeth, and still clutching his side with that right hand, he extends the left hand to cast a spell. And so kind of this little energy flashes for a moment, and it's going to, an energy is going to start going to like course through the room. So I imagine this will be a saving throw spell as well.
Okay. What kind?
Intelligence.
Oh.
So this is synaptic static. So basically everyone in the room will feel the energy start to like surge through past everyone, like kind of like just a tugging at your brain, like just this momentarily blip. And like that builds and builds and builds as it surges into the particular point where this guy is. Now, I'm assuming it's an area. I'm assuming I can do it to avoid the party at least.
Yeah. Yes.
It's like a sphere, so I could potentially even just like levitate it so it doesn't hit people that are on the ground. But I still feel it as it's coursing through. But I imagine as long as it hits him, it would burst.
Yes. So
intelligence saving throw, please.
Are you focusing on the group? Or are you focusing on Morden?
Well, Tin Man Bad Guy. I don't know the name of it.
So yeah, Morden, it's very easy to put him within a sphere that does not overlap. So intelligence save, he does have advantage, but he doesn't have a great intelligence.
Good.
How
does he go?
I rolled a total of 10 and 9. So definite failure.
Excellent, fantastic. So I will roll the damage for that one. So it's synaptic static. It's a 5th level spell for me. So it's 8d6. I'll use D&D Beyond for that, even though it's pretty good. So 33 points of psychic damage, I believe. And since he's failed, he has muddled thoughts for a minute. So basically, during that time, the enemy rolls a d6 and subtracts the number rolled from all of its attack rolls and ability checks, as well as constitution saving throws to maintain concentration.
Okay.
Everyone kind of just feels this like huge wave of just something in their brains, and then it just explodes in this guy's head.
All right.
But he kind of again just like staggers a bit more to the right side. It's more red stuff. That's the end of my turn, I guess.
All right. Brilliant. Newman.
So, Newman, how far away is he from Newman and that? Mainly Newman. Don't know why I said that.
Probably around about 70 feet.
70 feet. Let me just check how far my tiny servant can go. All right, so Newman is going to use feline agility to get within 30 feet.
Yeah.
And then he's going to use his action to give the immovable rod to Zoot Zoot, and Zoot Zoot is going to slam into the big guy's sword and press the button on the rod.
Okay.
Hopefully grappling the sword in the process.
Okay. Interesting. I'm trying to work out how. So how are you envisioning the rod and the sword and Zoot Zoot?
So Zoot Zoot will have the rod in one of his hands. He has many. He will then fly straight into the sword and give it a big old hug, and then after hugging will then use a hand to press the button.
Okay.
therefore latching himself and the rod to the sword.
Okay. So yeah, roll me athletics check for Zoot Zoot.
Mhm. Absolutely. Now, this little thing I have here, it doesn't give me the specific athletics, so should I use mine or should I just use his
It would be his strength.
his strength? Excellent.
Yes.
Perfect. So ooh. So that's a -3 to the 6. However, so it's 3, but Newman will also use, if he can, his Flash of Genius to add a 7. So that'll be a 10.
That'll be a 10.
Which I believe, hopefully, this guy has disadvantage to any opposing checks.
He does. I forgot about the disadvantage. And he also deducts the D6, doesn't he? From the synaptic static.
That is correct. Yes. Or you
Yes.
roll a d6. Yeah. To get that number.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So his total after everything was 12. So Zoot Zoot does not manage to wrap around the sword in an effective way.
That is all good. That is Newman's turn.
Is Zoot Zoot still activating the rod or not because of the lack of grapple?
I would say with the lack of grapple, then probably not.
Okay.
He would have flown on by.
All right.
However, the good thing about this is he'll keep on trying until he does it. That's
Okay.
literally what the spell says. So,
Yeah. All right. Anya.
Okay. So Anya, she taps to her earring and she's like, I'm going to try something. So if you can cover your ears. And she then is going to cast Shatter in a sphere around the big Tin Man guy. Just double checking that you guys can still hear me.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Everyone is frozen for me except for you, Dobby.
Oh.
Yeah, so she's then going to cast Shatter at a 2nd level.
Yeah.
So a sudden loud ring noise, painfully intense, erupts from a point of your choice within range. And it's a 10-foot radius sphere. So she's trying not to get any of her allies. And the Tin Man has to make a Constitution saving throw.
Yeah.
Any non-magical objects that aren't being worn or carried also takes damage if it's in the spell's area. So any of the chandeliers and windows within that sphere will also break, which I'm hoping the glass and the shatter from that might also affect him. So that's a Constitution save.
Yeah.
Please.
I would
disadvantage.
say, because as far as avoiding others, I would say because Rook and Zoot Zoot are the only ones engaged directly with him at this stage, and it's only a 10-foot radius, and Rook and Zoot Zoot aren't flanking, it would be very easy to get a sphere that is just him.
Yeah.
So advantage on. Oh, he rolled a natural 20, so that is a 31.
Is that at disadvantage?
What does he have disadvantage from?
From ability saves from what?
Ability
Yeah,
checks, isn't it?
I thought there were saving throws as well in there.
Yeah.
Or is it synaptic static?
Heat metal is only checks and ability, like attack rolls and ability rolls, and I believe synaptic static is also only attack rolls and ability checks, not saves.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's shit. Either way, everything around him's still going to shatter.
And I believe it's still half
and
damage.
he takes half damage.
Yes.
So I'm just going to use that spell slot, and then I'll roll that damage. And I don't know whether you want to have him make a dexterity save or something for any falling
Yeah,
glass.
he should probably do that.
But he takes 7 thunder damage, so I rolled 14.
All right. 7 thunder damage. Okay. Yeah, so I'm gonna have him roll a dex save. And that's gonna fail. I'll get you to roll the damage, like the same damage for the shatter.
Same damage?
Yeah.
I can do that.
And we'll use that for all the different bits of glass.
So that would be a 15.
15, okay. That is, as it's kind of collateral reactive, it is technically non-magical damage, so he does have resistance to that, but that's still another 7 damage.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Excellent. And she is going to, let's say she'll bonus action hide. Do you want me to bother rolling a stealth?
Um,
I mean, I'll do it.
what's your modifier?
Her stealth modifier is 16, and the lowest she can roll is a 26.
Yeah. So, let's see, what is his?
She got a 26.
Okay.
Because anything up to that 10
Yeah.
is like up to 10 because of a thing.
Yeah.
That I forget the name of, but you know.
Yeah. Reliable talent. That's it.
That's the one.
Yeah. So it is Morden's turn. So the heat metal is at the top of his turn, I take it?
Heat metal lasts until the top of my next turn.
But doesn't he take damage every turn until...
He takes damage for my next bonus action.
That's what it is. Okay.
Yeah.
But he
has also been asked a bunch of questions, so...
It's like... You really are just thorns in our side, aren't you? You will know the wrath Morden is thine. And you see his hand flare up with magic, and he'll say, "But first, let's deal with this annoyance," and hits his armor, casting Dispel Magic. It is an ability check. Okay, yeah, no, that ends up as, oh no, he has disadvantage on ability checks, doesn't he?
And also -6.
Yes.
Well, minus a d6.
That makes all the difference. Yeah, it's a 12. So he's still heated armor. All right.
Is that all he does on his turn?
Yeah, at this stage.
Rook says, "Wow, real threatening wrath you got going on there. Show me what you really got."
Okay. Yeah, they're kind of intimidated / charmed, all those guys. Tyshawn's go. He is going to... I can't remember what spells he technically has left. He's gonna see that Birdie's not doing so well. Oh no, that's a self spell. That's self as well.
It's all Gucci. It's a thought that counts. Thank you. He's still standing and fighting, so it's okay. He's just bleeding.
Okay. All right. Okay. He's gonna cast. He's just gonna cast Blur on himself. So you see as Tyshawn's form starts to kind of blur and shift and weave into itself. And it's very hard to kind of keep him in place. Sam is under the effect of the suggestion.
Hey baby, how's it going?
Now that doesn't have a round by round save, does it?
Let me check for you. Because I do not remember. Well, if the suggested activity has been completed, I mean, technically she said, like, drop your weapons, stand back. So as long as they continue standing back, they're still performing the action. So technically it's not done yet. If he takes damage, the spell ends. But I do not believe he gets another roll. So unless someone wants to punch Sam in the face,
all right. In that case, Caius, it is your turn.
Would like to punch Sam in the face. No.
I will say, as they have stood back after this turn, the any wizards not like they will have control of themselves back. They might still be intimidated enough to just not do shit, but they will no longer be under the effects of the spell. So, Caius.
How long has it been since our noble friend got stabbed?
Which?
There was another lord that.
Oh, the dwarf?
I believe so, yeah.
That was a bunch of magic missiles. He is dead.
Oh, okay. Fair enough then. I don't want to run into combat, which is weird for Kais to say. I guess I will stay where I am, continuing to not taking the dodge action. I would like to hold an action if any enemy gets within 5 feet. I would like to stab them.
All right. Rook, it is your go.
Okay. Well, all right then. I'm guessing that I'm gonna stab the guy again. Let's hit this man. And I've remembered that I have reckless attack this time, so I will do that straight up. So that first one that's a 30? Oh, a nat 20! Which is a 37.
37 plus you do a lot of damage.
Yes.
So max
I never get nat 20s with Rook.
max damage, which is gonna be insane.
40 plus 12. Yes, is the max. So 52, and then I'm gonna roll again. Oh my gosh.
So 52 points of damage, which is all slashing
plus
and fire.
20 slashing damage.
Oh.
And I roll the fire damage. Plus 20, plus 20 fire damage.
All right.
50. How's he looking?
He's looking pretty shaky.
Nice. I imagine she will just like cleave through some of his armor with like one great swing.
Also, there is something else that happens on a critical with you.
Oh?
You have brutal critical.
Oh, I do.
Beginning at 9th level, you can roll 1 additional weapon damage die when determining the extra damage for a critical hit with a melee attack. This increases to 2 additional dice at 13th level and 3 additional dice at 17th level.
Oh my gosh, I really don't get nat 20 as much with Rook, so that's 3d12?
Yeah. Yeah, an additional 3d12.
My gosh. So that's 31 additional.
So you rolled really well on top of that, did you?
Yes.
Wow. Wow.
Oh my gosh. Okay. All right, well, I've got 2 more attacks now.
Yeah.
So, yeah. All right, so my second one, rolling with advantage again.
Yeah.
A 32 is a 32 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Okay, so we have 12 slashing damage plus 4d10 fire, 12 fire damage.
Okay. So, what was the slashing?
12. Wait, yes,
So the slashing was 12. The fire, what? Oh, you haven't rolled the fire yet.
also 12, yeah.
Also 12? Okay.
And the final blow
Yeah.
will be so a 28 or a it's the 28 to hit.
28. Yeah, that hits.
Okay, so this will be 11 slashing damage and 16 fire damage.
All right. All right, and that, I believe, is your turn, unless there's something
That's
you
my
want to do.
go.
Unless there's something you want to do with your bonus action, though I don't know if there's much you can do.
Can I roll is it rolling to intimidate an action?
It is an
could
action,
it?
unfortunately.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Okay. I'll just be like,
Yeah.
tell me your plans unless you want to die.
Okay. Ross's go.
Rook, I'm not sure he'll get time to tell you his plans, honey.
Go for it, baby.
Okay, babe. So Ross, throughout this whole fight, has had this energy of like wanting to get out. As soon as she hears his name, it's like this strange, cold calm washes over her. And she stands up straight, and she, like, her tambourine kind of rattles because her hand is shaking. And she just goes, I will not let a dread magister walk out of this room alive. And she's going to, like, throw her arm forward, and I will not say the name of the spell yet, but could he please make a dexterity save
All right.
and beat a 22?
I literally need a nat 20 for this. I do have advantage, so but I still don't get it. Nice. Yeah, he fails.
Okay. Well, right off the bat, Darby, I would like him to take 40 points of damage.
Okay. What type of damage is this?
Force.
Force. Yeah, he is
And
not...
then he's going to take... I didn't say what level it was, because I can't actually cast it at its base level. Do you want me to cast it at, like, just one above? Or...
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So the one above its base level is 7th level, so he is going to take 13d6 damage on top of that 40. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Who's laughing now? So that is 6, 16, 21, 22,
Is this gonna...
25, 27, 28, 29, 30, 33, 36, 40 points of damage, so 80 altogether of force or magic.
Yeah.
Does that kill him?
No. He's
How shaky is he?
incredibly, but he is still standing.
Fuck, I have no bonus action spells.
You got the heat metal.
Wait. Oh. No. Yeah, no. I would like to bonus action heat metal him as well.
Now,
So that's 2d8.
I've looked at your sheet to work out what spell you're doing. Do you want to flavor this as the other way around?
Yes, I would like to
Yes.
flavor it the other way around, but I just want to see if I kill him. And I believe bonus action heat metal only does 2d8 damage, regardless.
Quite possibly.
Or does it redo the original damage?
It would be a new roll because...
No, I just mean, do I roll 2d8 or another 4?
heat metal. Any creature in physical contact with these objects when you cast a spell, bonus action on each of your subsequent turn, cause this damage. It's the same roll. The same amount of dice.
Cool, so that's another 4d8 damage. So he's going to take, oh, there's an 8 in there. 8, 12, 15, 21
Yeah,
on
this
top of
is
that.
more than enough. So
Okay, so I'm gonna say she casts them at the same time.
Yeah.
So his armor's gonna glow red hot.
Yeah.
And then it's going to start to flake off. And it's going to start to turn
Yeah,
to
it is,
ash.
because it's not
And then
magical
he will
armor.
start to turn
so
to ash from the inside out. And he will just implode slowly as disintegrate happens upon him. And he just, any magical items he's holding, this doesn't happen to, but he just falls into this ashy little pile on the ground.
yeah.
And when the spell's done, Ross is like, her hair's kind of all in her face because of how hard she threw her arm forward. And she's just heaving. And she's going to turn to the mooks. And she's going to project her voice as loud as she can. And she's going to say, if any of you wish to live long enough to mourn this man's death, I'd leave now.
All right.
Thank you. That's my turn.
Sagai is going to just hold an action, watching the watching the reaction from the rest of the Magisters, and just holding a firebolt for if any of them try anything. Bertie.
Well, seeing that happen in 6 seconds is terrifying for like everything that happened. Just the Rook and Ross just obliterating, like chandelier shattering. So Bertie's considering throwing a spell, but he kind of like just holds his side a bit tighter. Is there any like dropped weaponry nearby, Darby?
Well, there is the sword.
The guy had.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pick that up. Thanks.
Yeah. It does.
And that will be my action, I believe.
It does thrum with magic, but you're not sure what its ability is.
Cool. So he grabs that and just brandishes it. I imagine
Okay.
that's his actions. I can't do much else. So yeah.
Okay. All right. Newman.
So who's left?
Just the mooks.
Ooh, I'm frozen.
Just the mooks are left.
Just the mooks.
Yeah.
And are they all just chilling, not doing anything?
You can roll me an insight check if you would like.
Absolutely.
You legally have to tell us if any of them peed their pants.
That's a 15.
Yeah, they do not look like they're keen on engaging you guys. And you get the impression that that 2 of them may have soiled themselves.
All right, and can Newman also check if, or maybe he can use Zootsu to assist him to see if any reinforcements are coming from Caius's shout with the sword earlier?
Yeah, get Zoot to roll me a perception check.
Sure, which is based off wisdom, which let me just check. Yeah, that's okay. He can do that. So, Zoot, you're doing okay today. He rolled a 10, but again, flash of genius, please, and they'll bring it to a 17.
17. Okay. There appear to be figures flying in from overhead that you're not sure whether they're friendly or not. But you as Newman are aware that there is an air unit of the local guard here in Durham. So it wouldn't be unreasonable to assume that that's what these are.
Sure. So Newman's going to put one of his rapiers and sheath it, and in the other hand he's going to point it towards the mooks and sort of flip it. So he throws it up in the air and catches it by the handle and says, I think you guys are done here, and if you're not, your day's going to get a lot worse.
All right. Anya, you'll go.
So Anya comes out of hiding, and she, in a threatening display, she's going to knock her bow down and activate it. So a shimmering sort of light flashes across it, and the bow itself turns into blades, and she calls out, she's like, if any of you have any sense, you will leave now. And I'm going to actually have her roll an intimidation, because she's like, get the fuck.
And I will, for all the intimidating acts that your allies have done, I'm going to give you advantage on that too.
Cool, because she's not proficient in it, so.
I have a +7.
So there was a 6 and there was a 20, so I think I might take the 20.
Yeah.
Dirty, but you know.
Yeah. And I believe, was that right? You're using Flash of Inspiration on that, Newman?
Sorry, he can't get the +7. I'm not sure if that came through, but
you've already used your reaction this round,
Yeah.
haven't you?
It's a +7 in spirit.
Yeah. But yeah, they seem intimidated.
Yeah, and that's gonna be her whole action.
And
Can she like prepare movement?
Not with your movement. If you're going to prepare movement, you need to do it with your action.
Yeah, no, it's fine. She took an action, sort of.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Point of order, Newman would have used the earrings as well, just to let everyone know that there is a flying... there's flying things on their way. He believes them to be allies.
Yeah.
All right. So, yeah, you see the... yeah, so you see one of the wizards read off of a scroll, and let's see. Actually, you see a couple of them read off scrolls because there's not enough. So, because there's more of them than can really do one.
Apologies. I just do very quickly want to retcon. Anya doesn't have her bow. So when she does that cool thing, I think she pulls like a couple of daggers from her hair.
Yeah.
I just remembered we're at a ball.
Yeah.
Apology.
Yeah. So you see a few of the wizards reading from spell scrolls, and some of those spell scrolls like disintegrate as the magic casts, and they teleport away.
Okay, are any within 5 feet of Rook?
No, unfortunately, because they were all kind of congregated up the opposite end compared to where Morden was. Plus, they're not technically casting the spell. For Mage Slayer, they're using an object. But we are out of initiative.
Excellent.
So what about the guys who were slowed and the guys who were asleep? Are they still behind, or?
No, they are teleported away.
All of them? Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
If we're not in any sort of combat, Kais would like to turn around and heal people, starting with Bertie.
All right.
Ooh. Ross is going to like continue that heaving breath for a second, but upon seeing first that Birdie is bleeding, like move towards him, but then seeing Caius turn to help, she's instead going to do a 180 and run towards the Lord she saw drop. And she's going to like, because I established before she had her tambourine under her dress. So she would also have her little thigh pouch of spell components if she brought her spellcasting implement with her. So she pulls out one of her Revivify diamonds and she's going to cast Revivify on this guy.
All right.
Let me just find a spell slot I can use for that.
Yeah. Third level or higher.
Third level. Oh, I forgot it's third. Okay, cool. And I will remove that diamond from my inventory. So, yeah, she hits him with Revivify, baby.
All right. Yeah.
You're safe. It's okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh. It was not pleasant.
The threat is gone. No, trust me from personal experience, it very much isn't.
So, do any of you know what this poison is?
No.
I can help with that.
Good.
And a figure steps out from the side room. Like, I think I may have been blown.
What? Okay.
This is Sam.
I was about to say, if you tell me this is Braxton, I didn't need to know that about him in this particular moment.
No, Braxton is on the ground relatively close to you.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
Braxton, I'm sorry, buddy. This was meant to be your night. Okay, so Sam's there. Is he still disguised?
No, at this stage.
Are you kidding?
No, none of them teleported me, and I have line of sight. So they clearly had line of sight. I think they know.
How could they possibly know? Sorry, sir. I'm gonna I'll be back in 2 minutes. Please just sit still, find some water. No, actually don't touch any more of the drinks here. Sir, apologies. I will be back momentarily. And she's gonna go over to Sam, just grab him by the arm and just be like, what happened?
Well, I don't entirely know, but I told you in our discussions that it was getting harder and harder to sell the whole Zath still being around thing, and then the whole hide how they had actually been killed, and I think that I'm sure I told you they told me nothing about this, which is why I wasn't able to warn you.
But you've been telling that lie for 10 months. How did... No.
I don't know.
This mission was important. You were the only lead we had.
Not quite true. I was the most solid lead we had, though. But there are still...
Oh my god, semantics, Sam!
Yeah. Anyway, I don't think there would have been much more that ultimately I don't think it's as big a loss as it could have been. Still not great.
Okay.
No,
the loss of 4 years worth of work is not great.
It's not the loss of 4 years worth of work. We still have the information we have.
I cannot process this right now, Sam.
There's
You
There's talk of movement with the new Arcadian group.
Is that what this was?
No, the new Arcadian branch of the Concord. There's talk of them actually doing something, and a couple of months earlier than I would have liked to have my cover blown, but
That's something,
yes.
I guess. Look, we can discuss this later.
Yes.
Right now we should help these people, and at some point I need to heal Birdie. So.
Yes. If there's anything I can do to help in that regard, healing, recovery, I have the spell slots for it.
Good.
I have the magic for it.
Let's just help all these people.
Yes.
And then we'll deal with it. Okay. Okay. It's fine. It's so fine.
I just want to very quickly place where Anya is.
Yeah.
Next to Sam.
Oh God, no. When she, when like everyone teleported out, she dropped Shatter, and then as quickly as possible, she's gone and sat herself like as far away from everything as possible, and she's like covering her ears, and like her eyes are shut quite closed. There are maybe a few characters who would recognize this from previous times she's cast spells around them, so they wouldn't be worried. But she is in like a corner and has taken a seat and is just closing off a little bit to recharge. So that's where she's at. She might be out of commission for the next 5-10.
So Newman, if Morden is still there, or his body, I guess.
He's a pile of ash on the ground.
Okay. Newman will, hopefully, let's see what happens, just sort of sift through that. And can you find the little insignia that they wear anywhere in the pile of dust?
Yes, it would be in there.
Awesome. He's just going to take that.
Because it does have
throw it up in the
slight
air,
magical
pocket
properties.
He's going to pocket that.
Okay.
And I guess he will... if he did see Anya, he would have gone over to Anya. But if he didn't, he would have gone to help people up off the ground using protection from poison and all that sort of jazz.
Okay.
She's not actively hiding, but when Newman approaches her, she'd be like, I'll be okay, Newman. It was just a lot of magic at once. Go help. I can't, so...
Okay. But I'll be back.
Did all the wizards teleport away? Were there any that didn't have these spell scrolls, or that Rook could have managed to grab?
All of them managed to get away.
Okay. Rook's not happy. I can't do the thing I had planned. Okay, Yeah, in that case, I guess Rook will survey the room and then head over to Anya and just kind of sit down beside her and kind of just like pat her on the shoulder and just kind of like keep an eye on her and just kind of be a calming presence. And yeah.
Anya like acknowledges that Rook's there and will probably reach a hand across and like squeeze her leg quite gently, but then go back to sort of covering her ears and just resetting herself.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, Rook will kind of like fall into kind of like a sort of meditation pose beside her. Yeah. Slow her breathing to kind of like be a calm presence.
All right.
Caius is going to heal Bertie for a little bit.
Yep.
Yeah, and he is Brett Ferris was going, oh, this really sucks. My dress is ruined. I didn't even get to dance. Oh, thank you. And while Caius does do that, he will, sorry, Mitch, very briefly look over Caius. And Caius looks a bit, because he got dinged up quite a bit by magic missile, I remember.
Caius has got a couple of scorch marks on him, a couple of dings in the armor.
But he kind of like writes where his like posture while Caius is healing him, and then he kind of like grabs Caius's wrist, and you feel that surge of energy that you know pretty well, which is cure wounds, and that's I pre-rolled for it was 32 points of healing for Caius as well.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Got 27.
Thank you. Excellent.
Are you okay? Is everyone okay?
Yeah. Are you okay? I think I'll go see if we can wake all these people up.
Right, yes. And Caius is just going to look over at Sam and just kind of stroll over. Say, hi, sorry. I'm Caius. We met about a year ago.
Yes.
Yes. You almost got both of my families killed, and he's going to punch him in the face.
How many teeth does Sam have left?
I mean,
How's his nose?
Both of my families?
Hurt.
okay, yeah, Sam's gonna just hold. He's gonna hold his nose and just
Sam's gonna be frozen.
put a couple of points of his lay on hands into himself. How and why?
What on... what? Do you know what you... I don't know if you're aware, but you looked a little different before, and you were handing out drinks that a few of us had. A few of us fell over.
Yes.
I'll be honest, I don't understand a lot. But if you say that you're here to help now, then go and help people, and maybe apologize to a few of us.
Yes. Yes, I apologize. Unfortunately, yes, I should have worked out what was going on sooner, but yes, I will do my best to correct for it.
Right, well,
yes, and
I've got things to do, and he's going to go and help people.
yeah, and he's going to go off and help people as well. Just going off and just batch healing people with mass healing word.
Point of order, Darby.
Yes.
The 3 or 4 people that I hypnotic patterned. I mean, it's obviously gone up by this point, I imagine.
Yeah.
But did they teleport out? Did they all have access to teleport?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes,
course.
as
Alright.
unfortunately they didn't need to be the ones casting it to
Oh.
because it was
Oh.
casting teleport from scrolls, so they only needed one person
Did
in
they
every
need-
9 to.
Oh, because some people were asleep too, weren't they?
Oh, so did they run
Yeah.
back and grab these people then as well?
Well,
Because they were outside.
but there were others outside that weren't
Okay, that's fine.
distracted. Yeah. I think you managed to get about half of them in the pattern, but yeah. All right.
Technically, we have one Wizard of the Ruin with us. Or ex Wizard of the Ruin.
We can count him.
Yeah, no, someone else intimidate him.
Yeah.
Oh, if only Anya wasn't out of commission, she'd be perfect for the job.
All right. Yeah. So Sam is going around mass healing wording people in order to help them recover.
Can I really quickly retcon? Instead of Caius going to help people, he's going to go up to the Dorum's air wing that has just arrived and fill them in on all the information that's just happened.
All right. So yeah, you see this this cavalry of Wyvern riders. As well as there are among them 2 dire bats that aren't that don't have riders on them. The captain comes forward to you and says, I take it you were the one who called out.
I did, yes. There appeared to be some form of scene happening here.
Has the situation been dealt with?
Well, it has. One of the perpetrators is there, and Caius points to the pile of ash. He does quickly sort of look over at Sam, but doesn't say anything.
Okay, so clearly had some powerful people able to do some stuff on hand there.
Well, yes, I don't know why these people would think to attack here. We've got some of the strongest people in Dorum all staying here, so why would they? It doesn't make sense, but there you go.
Okay.
Anyway, there's injured people in there.
Yes. Yes. We will come through and aid people, and they dismount their wyverns and start the process of helping more people up.
Very briefly as well, Birdie doesn't have that much he can do, so he's probably just doing just regular heal check stuff to try and wake people up. But he kind of he got very tense when Caius went to punch Sam, but then he kind of saw it didn't go any further, and Caius looks okay at least. So he thinks in Birdie's blue brain's okay, that's fine. Caius is okay. He's going to go check on stuff. Then he looks across from Sam to Ross, and he kind of touches his earring, and sends her a message, I guess, via the earring. And he's like, "That's Sam, right?"
Yeah, it is.
Then he's going to expend another one.
Oops.
Go,
I should have let you talk more. Apologies.
That's all right. No, that's pretty much it. All it's going to happen.
Yeah.
He expends another one because I think he's got one left. And he says, "This changes things a lot. Do you think we need to tell everyone soon?"
I think, considering how tonight went, we should have told them a long time ago.
And Bertie kind of has an indescribable look over his face, and he ducks his head down and keeps trying to help revive people.
Okay. Yeah, so particularly with like Cigar is able to kind of point people towards the right, like who the best people to bring back up to help further in the efforts would be. I think I formed that sentence correctly. So Cigar's able to lead the effort to try to get the best, like the other healers in the room back up, so that it's not just like 4 or 5 people who have healing spells who can bring a handful of people up. And it's not too long, maybe 5-10 minutes before everyone's back up, and the mood is certainly killed.
Oh, I'm not muted.
Yeah, the mood is as dead as Morden. And yeah, but everyone is thankful to be alive. They're thankful that as they hear what you folks have done, they are grateful, but they are concerned about what happened. Yeah.
I bet there's totally like a few stuffy nobles that are like, oh, how could this happen? I'm going to like sue the establishment and stuff. And
Whoa.
Rook's just kind of rolling her eye.
Actually, funny you mentioned that because it's mentioned that the Wizards of the Ruins were behind this, and to a lot of people out of the know, the Wizards of the Ruins are basically an archaeological society. There are a lot of nobles who don't know their actual deal, who are talking about suing the Wizards of the Ruins. It's like, those damned archaeologists will pay for this.
I think if Anya and Rook are sitting together, obviously, and if this is, say, a couple of nobles that were roused, that were roused near them, she very slowly pulls her hands down from her ears. She turns towards the noise of the noble complaining, and she's like, "Are you fucking kidding me? You think... Have you ever heard of Kharas?
Yes. I have a map.
And you think, for even a fucking second, that these wizards would give a fuck about a judicial system? About money? What rock have you been living under?
The noble is kind of shrinking, but also kind of confused as well at the idea that they've been living under a rock in any regard in this context.
There are refugees of Kharas all throughout Durham. There are refugees in attendance at this party because of the actions of the wizards, and you think that this is as simple as a law case? That you should sue them? I think if anything, you should sue the convocation for not acting sooner.
There's a look on his
if Anya could see that look, she'd be internally delighted.
Yeah.
But she
Yeah.
as it is, she takes a really deep breath, and then she turns to look and she's like, sorry, that was not my place.
So they're not archaeologists then?
Are you fucking...
I think this one's a lost cause. I think they only know the tiny little world that they live in.
I think I want to rejoin the others now. I don't think sitting here would make me feel any better.
Yeah, it's not the most peaceful place. Alrighty, I'll lead you to them.
And like as Anya like completely ignores this noble now that she got the attention of, and as Rook takes her hand before, like as they start to move off, she kind of stops Rook and she's like, "Are you okay? It sounded like you were at the forefront of a lot of that."
Yeah, well, I got a couple of scrapes and bruises, but that's nothing. I'm a little mad that I didn't manage to capture any of them, but I mean, there's nothing I can do about that now. Maybe someone can resurrect some of that pile of ash down there, and I mean, not resurrect like that kind of talky thing spell. I don't know how it works.
I remember we did it with. Oh, it was long ago now, but the convocation owes us more now, so I'm sure we can arrange that.
Yeah, we just gotta kind of see what we can do now. But no, thank you. I'm good.
Anya squeezes Rook's hand. They go.
So what is Rook doing right now?
I guess Rook will head towards any of the others.
It's been a minute.
Mm.
Haste is down.
Oh! What's the result of this again? I know it's not great.
So I don't know when this happens. I'll let you decide this.
Yeah.
But you can't move or take actions for basically 6 seconds. So for 6 seconds, you get a wave of lethargy. Yeah, I'm not sure when you want that to happen.
I guess as that sort of happens, if that happens now, as that sort of happens, and Rook collapses a little bit as they stand, Anya basically holds her up and catches her and is like, are you okay?
What in the blazes? Ugh. I think that's a spell wearing off.
Oh, Anya touches to her ear and she's like, hold on. She reaches out. Can she feel like the residual tinkling, I guess, of Newman's magic as it leaves?
Yeah.
Okay. She taps her and she's like, Newman, what did you cast on Rook? This isn't like messaged, this is open channel, so everyone can hear it, but...
Newman would have been in the process of using the message anyways, because he would have felt his spell drop, and he's gonna be like, yeah, no, sorry, I was just gonna say, didn't really have time during combat. That's haste. I'm not sure if you remember, Anya, but it happened to me when we were fighting Beholder. Very silly move drinking that potion. Probably shouldn't have done it because it had an anti-magic field. Whoops. Shouldn't last long. Sorry, Rook.
It's supposed to do this?
Yeah, it sucks. It's like a hangover for going fast.
Great. Oh, okay.
We'll sit for a moment until it passes.
Like, it
Yeah.
it only takes like 6 seconds to pass. It is gone as soon as it, pretty much as quickly as it came upon you. It went.
Nice. Yeah, Rook is regardless, like a little rather thrown off by this
Fair.
sensation. Yeah.
To
So
take
like,
a moment and then
yeah, she takes a moment to kind of like try to take some deep breaths and like center herself and be like, okay, yep, I'm good, I think. All right, I'll get you to the others now.
we'll get each other there.
Well, yeah. Together. All right, what's everyone else doing?
Ross has been using her tambourine to like cast protection from poison on people, and then obviously that other person got all the healers up, so she's kind of stepping back and just sighing. And whatever Sam's doing, she's just watching him with her beady little eyes. She's just frustrated. And then she's going to get on the earrings. She's like, it looks like everything's shaping up around here. I can probably convince them to let us report tomorrow if we want to I can probably convince them to let us talk to them about it tomorrow if we just want to go back to Birdie's and talk.
Yeah, if anyone wants to come, that would probably be good. And not really gonna be much of a ball now. My place is all your place. It'd be good to debrief.
I think that might be a good idea. That might be good to rest somewhere safe for all of us. Newman, do you have... I know you're dressed to the nines, but do you have like a jar or a component or something on you so we can get some of these ashes?
Let me have a look. So he rummages through his bag and he sees a few things. A big pot with lots of corks in it, something like that. A couple of other things, pearls, bytons, pens, and can we say he does just have like a jar or a container of some sort?
Yeah.
Fantasy
Oh.
Tupperware.
Yes, I was trying to think of a play on words, but Tupperware is hard. I don't know how to spin that. So yeah, he brings out a container, vacuum sealed.
All right.
Anya takes it, and while everyone's sort of organizing everything, she grabs one of her daggers and like scrapes a little bit of the ashes into the vial and seals it shut and like tucks it into somewhere in the folds of her outfit. Not that like hers is quite... She might even tuck it into her hair for safekeeping. Yeah, until they get back.
Ross is going to find someone who looks like they're in charge and just really briefly, we do not have to RP it, just be like, yo, we'll come talk to you about this tomorrow. But also she's going to look over at Sam before she does that, and she's just going to be like, get within 10 feet of the others, we're going to Birdie's, maybe avoid Caius, and then go off and do that.
All right. All right. Yeah. Okay. So he does so.
Yep. Standing there awkwardly.
Yeah.
What's he wearing actually? Is he still in Wizards of the Ruins, like, robes? Or is he just in like a little fantasy Henley? Like, what's the look? What's the vibe?
So he's in like server's clothes. basically.
So that wasn't a disguise. Okay. He's in a little tux.
Ba-
He's in a little
basically.
suit.
Basically.
Sweet. And I'm assuming he's now got bruises under his eyes, even if Caius didn't break his
Yeah.
nose.
Yeah.
Yep. Cool.
But because he's magically healed, it's like it looks like a much more mature bruise than it actually is.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, yeah, Ross goes talk to an important person, is like, I'm a knight, we're talking to you tomorrow,
Yeah.
outie. And then when everyone's together, she will teleport us all to Bertie's.
Okay.
I imagine Rook would just call out to Tishore and be like, hey, let's have a talk about what happened here later, alright? I'll catch you later, old man.
I'll catch you later. Look.
And then, yeah, she'll go to the others.
All right. Yeah.
Could I just quickly retcon something, because I just wanted to do
Yeah.
a quick scene before we teleported. After rummaging through his bag of holding and finding the jar, he did also bump into a certain other type of jar, and he would have remembered, oh, this would be a great opportunity. So Newman goes behind the bar, and I'm hoping he sees a lot of empty glasses and such.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. So Newman is going to pull out an alchemy jug, and he's going to slam it onto the bar. And he's going to put his hands over one cork in particular, a colour that everyone might recognise. A blue one. And he's going to bring out 8 gallons worth of fresh water for people to drink, because most likely it's all poisoned. So he will bring
you do notice.
water.
You do notice. I will say at some point, Sam was talking to Cigar, and Cigar would have gone over to like the drinks and started casting Purify Food and.
Yeah, but who wants stinky purified wizard's water? Who doesn't want water from Newman's amazing
Yes.
alchemy jug?
Yes.
It has a
I know I
mayonnaise
would.
flavor.
I prefer water.
Um,
Anything else?
Now, Newman, he can't remember who quite said it, but he is very cautious when any of the party members approach. Specifically, I believe it would have either been Bertie, Tanip, or Anya, but one of them threatened to break an alchemy jug if Newman ever got it. Probably not Bertie, actually, because Bertie's the one who gave it
And
to
it
him.
wouldn't have been
But-
Tanit.
So maybe it would have been Anya, but yeah, he's very cautious and protective of this jug if Anya gets anywhere near it.
Anya can't see that this jug is any different than just a jug of water that he has pulled out.
What a fun surprise for Anya to learn later then.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was like very early on when it happened, and it was Tanip's alchemy jug at the time, I believe. So
Yes.
It was Anya who threatened to smash
Yeah,
it. So
cool. He would be very protective, like even hug it, like inch it away from you. This thing is his precious, and it was a gift. Don't you dare. But yeah, I just wanted to do that little scene, and
Okay.
also show off the fact that I have one of my most favorite items.
Yeah. All right. And so, jumping back to Ross casting the teleport, and so it's the 6 members of the party plus Sam. What was it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
And I believe you said I can use a higher spell slot to cast teleport
Yes.
if I don't have my 7th?
Yes.
Hell yeah.
It
Cool.
just doesn't scale.
Yeah, goodbye to my 8th. Farewell.
Okay.
Oh well. Yeah, so, as always, because it's been a year, she now no longer gets. I don't believe people have to be touching her for her to use teleport.
No.
It's just within range.
Yeah.
So she doesn't get people to like put their hands on her anymore unless they want to. I feel like Anya probably might like a grounding sensation in that. So
yeah, so Anya, when Ross mentioned teleport, she will make her way over to Ross and like take her arm or shoulder or wherever is common for them in like, because this would have happened maybe a couple of times.
yeah, probably shoulder. What was that little hand raise, Jake?
Ross has always just mentioned to touch. So he will be
okay.
holding out a hand to grab a hand ready to teleport, even though he may or may not know that's necessary. He doesn't. He just assumes that's the way Ross does it. So he'll do that.
And because there is a permanent teleportation circle at Bertie's, you do not need an object, you do not need to roll, it just automatically succeeds.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, the object is also Bertie. So, not to objectify Bertie, but...
Oh, it's fine.
But also, literally anything that Bertie is wearing could count as the object.
Yeah.
From his place.
So,
Uh-oh, Anya might count as the object.
technically Ross would too. She's been there in the last 6 months.
Bertie, actually no, we'll do this at the top of next week's episode. So, yeah, so we're gonna leave on the image of the 7 figures teleporting off.
Imagine what Bertie's place looks like this week.
Yes.
Yeah, you'll find out next week.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening, everyone.
you
We'll
for
see you next
listening.
week.
Guys.
Thank you for listening. Have a great one.
See you
Bye.
next-
Bye.
Goodbye.
I'm not sure if it was after everyone left, but this character had a specific design in mind when it was created, a specific purpose that Darby mentioned. The sole purpose of this character is to be an anti-Caius.
Wouldn't it be
So,
funny if Kaius stayed away
very
from him the whole
much
fight?
tailored towards Caius.
He just
killing.
runs away from
I'll
him.
take this
So,
guy.
I mean,
Yeah.
in some
Tear him
ways-
apart.
In some ways, in that case, he will have done his job.
Oh, to keep Kaius away, yeah, true.
True.
See, I'm in two minds on this. One is, well, we'll just I'll keep the attention on Caius, but I'll keep Caius just moving away. And then the other one is, no, I can challenge Darby on this.
Yeah.